the tomb was discovered, and only a few people have the chance to see this tomb. So this exhibition reconstructs the context of the whole treasure in the antechamber and in the treasury, as we see it here. And the visitor has the same impression like few people around Howard Carter. The most famous figure here is this god Anubis, the guardians of the dead. Behind you see the cow of heaven called Mehet Veret, and this fantastic beautiful shrine on the back side. It contains the viscera of the king. You know, the viscera were put out after mummification, and they came in 4 jars, the so-called canopic jars, and they were discovered here in this golden shrine. Here we stay in front of the outermost shrine, and when we move around it, the scale is 1:1. We see inside a depiction of the heavenly cow, and the story tells a story about the destruction of mankind. So here we see the other 3 golden shrines, 2nd, 3rd and the 4th. You know, these beautiful details here. It's done by a recent artist in Egypt. So he has to carve out every detail there. He made an original from gypsum. Here we are at the 2nd shrine, and this is the most mysterious shrine of all the 4 shrines. Here we see that the sun power will be regenerated. The Egyptians believe that during the night the sun is losing on power and has to be regenerated new. And we have here a very old symbol which appears the first time in history of mankind, and it's still known until today. It's the so-called Ouroboros. Here we can see the 3 innermost coffins, the 1st, the 2nd and the 3rd. The 3rd one is made by solid gold, about 110 kilogram, and it contains the mummy. And it is a situation how Howard Carter discovered the mummy of Tutankhamun. Here we see one of the most famous objects discovered in the history of archaeology, the golden mask of King Tutankhamun. The copy is so faithfully that leaving Egypt, because it's made in Egypt, at the border, they believed maybe it could be from the museum, it could be stolen, and they called the museum if the mask is still there. And after the museum said, yes, the mask we have still, so it could go out of the country. And now we have the didactic chance to open this box, which is guarded by 4 famous goddesses like Isis and Nephthys. When we open it, we discover a new innermost chest made by alabaster. And if we lift the lid of the chest, we will see 4 heads of the king. And even these heads we can lift, and inside Howard Carter discovered 4 golden coffins, very small golden coffins. They contain the viscera, they contain liver, stomach, viscera, and the lung. One of the other most beautiful objects Howard Carter have discovered in the tomb is the golden throne of the king. The throne was a symbol of might. He sits on the heavenly lions, for example, which is on the left and on the right side from him. So here in the last part of the exhibition, we can see the so-called golden chariot. It's not a chariot used for war, it's a chariot for ceremonial purposes. When the king came out of the palace and he is going to the temple, for example, he used a chariot like this.